My journey started with this girl. Let's call her Summer. She was my high school sweetheart. She was my first love. Summer was bright, sunny, and hot. Summer was the taste of ice cream, the smell of the ocean, the sand under your feet. We spent our days in the library a lot, sharing our earphones and pretending to be studying. Because the possibilities were so endless, we fantasized the future together. But that was never realistic, innit? Couple of teenagers. One night, as if it had gone through a stormy rain, the sun just decided not to come out the next morning. And suddenly, you realize it was all over. She broke up with me by text, which was classic, okay? Our relationship was sweet. It was also fragile, and the ending felt unfinished and inevitably regretful. 有冇啲咩好特別嘅嘢你記得㗎？
你個死人嘅性 tutorial， 但我淨係記得呢樣嘢啫。咩啊？係你話你特登睇㗎嘛？跟住係啦，你同翻我講，我特登睇㗎咁樣。我笑咗好耐。
我係咪喺度鑽研技術啊？嗰時
係啊，而家唔使啦，而家好純熟啦。
喂。A few years later, I got into uni. In my second year, I met a girl in one of the school clubs. Her name is Autumn. What attracted me was her distinct colors, brown-orange tone. She was unique to any other girls I've ever known. And just like the breezy wind, she was really cool and charming. She became a great companion, shouldering emotions, helping me make decisions. I liked who I am when I was with her, but Autumn was short-lived. She gradually slipped away, but I somehow ignored it until it really happened. The separation made me feel abandoned. I remember being abroad away from my friends and family. I was left surrounded by darkness, fear, and hollow.
你好嘈咯！你係咁喺度講嘢咯，黐線嘅！喺個戲院度勁大聲講嘢咯，你就係即係 embarrassed 到咗。
咁跟住望到佢打交咧，我有咩反應？
哇咁樣你成個細路哇！即係犯賤咯，又要話唔好睇，又要睇，跟住睇完又要哇咁樣，跟住之後又喺度嘈。你入去之前已經係咁喺度話唔好睇咯，你話誒套戲唔使用腦嘅咁。
咩？唔使我話可以熄咗個腦啊！Last year in 2020, I met Winter outside of uni. We met at the dawn of COVID, so naturally we'd spend most of our days together. Winter was dreamy, as if she was copy and pasted right from the movies. To me, it was like seeing snow for the first time, because who could resist from spending the time outdoors and enjoy building a snowman? But I've never been a cold person, so I start to think if this would ever be right for me. Despite us having a lot of fun together, the problems in us became more and more difficult to pass on, and the only way to end is to leave without looking back.
即係有好多好奇怪嘅位會踩中你嘅地雷咯，而係我到而家我都唔明咯，即係點解行路唔可以有聲？我唔明咯。喂，咁件衫係咁樣嘅啦，咁你想我點啫？點解 text message 唔可以打 OK OK， 一定要打 OK OK？ 大街 O 世界 K， 大街 O 大街 K， 即係 OK 點都唔得，點解？你可唔可以解釋下？唔可以洗筷子啊！我唔明咯。點解唔可以洗筷子？
因為會濕啊嘛。
我屋企慣咗係要洗咗筷子先可以食。
木筷子係會濕噶嘛。
咁點咧？有乜問題啫？
濕咗，你揸上手都好核突啦。
我唔覺得有咩問題咯。
好核突。
頂唔講啦。
喺面咩樣㗎？
你隻你對住鏡頭，就係咁。For the whole day。哇！我永世都記得，永世都記得我同你去沙灘嗰日。哇！真係人生上最硬埋嘅其中一日，有個 day 就係我哋成程冇講過嘢咁滯，喺沙灘冇講過嘢。你瞓覺啦，你喺度曬太陽，你喺隔離瞓覺，我喺隔離睇書。我唔係唔想同你講嘢，我唔敢同你講嘢。跟住你一醒咗，你就衝咗落去海嗰度。
落雨嗰陣時準備。
咩啊？
落雨嘛嗰陣時。
係啊，跟住衝完落去之後就走啦嘛。 講第一句好啦，好嘛？好，你就我唔知自己做。
我哋眼望對方2分鐘。
黐線，點解啊？
咩？唔係咁睇下你有咩，即係睇下你諗到啲乜嘢。有冇嘢想同我講？
唔好再有第二個我喺你嘅生命入邊出現。
唔會即係點啊？
呢種痛苦我經歷過就已經夠，唔好再俾第二個女仔經歷同我一樣嘅痛苦。
咩點樣嘅痛苦？
即係嗰種成為人哋 mistake，成為你唔中意嘅人嘅痛苦，而你同咗個女仔一齊，而個女仔真係好中意你。
嗯。We broke up during the summer. I woke up one day and I realized I didn't love her. I started finding a replacement almost right away. I went online and started chatting with a lot of people. I could spend days talking about nothing really. It was pointless. To kill time and feel slightly productive on the day, I would go for runs late at night just to put on some sweat, and at the end of which I'd always feel more relaxed and uplifted. Things gradually became better towards the end of 2020. COVID restrictions were gradually lifting and I started hanging out with my friends again in real life. Nights alone became less prominent. It took us 2 years to start talking again, and that was when I graduated high school. Since then, we would hang out a couple times a year, where we'd occasionally bump into each other around the neighborhood. Like this is where she lives versus where I live. But our lives are pretty busy and different. We don't go out regularly, but we'd always be offering a helping hand should the other needs one.
最近同之前個男朋友散咗啦，咁你作為我嘅 close friend，你都都好主動咁樣去關心我，同埋約我出嚟傾下偈，即係驚我唔開心。初3嗰日啦 ，which is 同一日都係情人節啦。咁我份工就係要初3都翻工嘅，咁仲要嗰日係翻早添，5:09咁樣我就會落街去搭頭班嘅地鐵。咁點知落到樓下就見到一個好熟悉嘅身影啦。我記得第一下望到你係 what the fuck 咁樣咧，你話 what the fuck 咁樣，點解你喺度嘅？跟住就懟咗支花俾我啦，俾咗張卡我啦，同埋一盒豬奶嘅。
That night we went for a walk. We were really comfortable talking with each other and I felt appreciated. For that few hours, it felt as if we were back together again.
你14號做嘅嘢，我有同個 S 你要講嘅。
嚇！
係啦。
S 覺得我想箍煲。
係啦，你有親口講你唔係嘅，咁我信嘅，只不過旁人好難相信你講嘅嘢，因為佢哋又未必咁熟悉你啦。咁多年以嚟，你都好似冇再做翻啲咁樣嘅嘢啦，但突然間你咁樣做咧，就會好令人誤會咯，係啦。一直以嚟，我哋都係 friend 啊嘛 ，close friend 啊嘛，
Yeah.
其實我都係諗唔到咧嗰下嘅用意係乜嘢嘅，仲要係14喎 ，OK 14，唔好當我傻，雖然我翻早，但係我好清醒嘅個腦都仲。
What I did was definitely a romantic gesture. Over the years, we understood how we would ultimately not work out. Summer and I have both moved on to someone else, but despite that, I really cherished her company. Not because I was still in love with her, but because there was someone who could share the loneliness with me. I couldn't be alone. Even when I'm surrounded by people, I crave intimacy. wanting some sort of assurance. I'd fall for someone easily, telling people that I love them, and hopefully make every relationship work as far as it goes. Does someone love me? I ask. That's always been my question.
你成日都話自己好缺愛啊，自己好多 insecurities 啊。你同我講，即係可能你屋企嘅嘢啊，或者係你平時嘅嘢，或者係你個人本身，即係我都唔係好理解點解你會覺得自己係缺愛或者好多 insecurity。咁但係即係可能當時嘅話，你有嘅時候，我都會盡量同你講翻，其實你唔需要咁覺得不安咯，即係你個人係 OK 嘅咁樣。咁即係 even 到而家我都覺得其實係 OK 嘅咁。
Ever since the breakup, we were mostly in different parts of the world. She moved to the US with her family, only to come back this year to finish a degree. And that's when we caught up and became close again. She had always had an analytical mind than an emotional one, which for a psychology major like me would be fascinating to hold a discussion with, especially when it comes to relationships. We could always talk for hours and feel comfortable, not only because we're not judgmental with each other, but instead fascinated by each other's thinking.
Why do I and everyone I love pick people who treat us like we're nothing？ 咁咧呢個係一個學生問個老師嘅一個嘢嚟嘅。咁就係因為佢中意嗰個女仔就同一個即係成日abuse 佢嘅人一齊啦。咁佢就覺得好唔值得啦。咁佢就問咗呢句嘢啦。咁咧個老師就答佢啦。We accept the love we think we deserve。咁即係講緊可能個女仔係。即係可能佢係一個好嘅人啦，咁但係佢一路都覺得自己係值得係咁多嘅啫，咁所以佢哋一路留喺呢個位啦。咁但可能其他人見到佢咧，係覺得佢係一個好好嘅人，所以佢係值得咁多嘅。咁但係唔會改變到呢個人點樣睇佢自己咯。要透過自己嘅努力啦，去即係重新認識返自己啦，去愛自己啦，先至會可以即係得到更加好嘅嘢咯。即係可能你嘅 number three 覺得你對佢好好啊，或者佢好中意你啊，係因為佢睇唔到自己可能係可以值得更加好嘅嘢咯。咁其實你哋兩個 in some sense 都係似嘅，咁但係佢就幫住你咯，即係佢就幫住你去了解到自己你係值得更多咁樣。
Autumn was right. I've always thought that the love that we had wasn't genuine, that they didn't love me. But turns out they all kinda did. And the person who hasn't loved me, as cliche as it sounds, has been me. People can only love you so much, but it's down to you to recognize your own self-worth. As my psychology professor used to say, it's only you who can fix yourself. I discovered the joy of running. I used to just run and look forward to arriving at the finish line. But over time, I found myself enjoying the process of getting there even more. It to me is like spending time with yourself. I get to really sit with my thoughts or run with my whatever. It's the confrontation of emotions and thoughts.
It's
that I've
also a
always
work in
wanted to
progress,
avoid.
an occasional sense of achievement, and something that I can be more and more proud of myself on. Spring hasn't come yet, and there's no telling of what tomorrow's going to be. But as long as I keep loving myself, as long as I stay comfortable in solitude, I know exactly where I'm gonna be. This is my thought now. Thank you for watching.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose the TV.